Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com.
Want to finally learn Turkish the fast, fun, and easy way? In this video, I'll show you the top 10 ways to get started. So let's begin. Number 1. Take your very first lesson. Access any audio or video lesson on turkishclass101.com and just press the play button to get started. Don't have an account? Don't worry. Just go to the sign up page to create an account. It takes less than 30 seconds and it's free. We have thousands of audio and video lessons covering a variety of topics like grammar, pronunciation, listening, and reading. Just click on the play button on any lesson and start learning. Number 2. Read along with the lesson. You can read along with the lesson notes or lesson transcript. These come with every lesson. The lesson notes provide you with the dialogue for the scene taught in the lesson, along with translations, a more in-depth explanation of the grammar and culture, and even vocab and sample sentences. The lesson transcript is the full word-for-word transcript of everything you hear in the lesson. And the dialogue study tool provides you with the audio for the lesson dialogue, along with the translations. Number 3. Shadowing. Shadowing is a tested learning technique where you repeat what you hear. This is a great way to start speaking in minutes and practice speaking in general. If you're listening along with the lesson audio or dialogue, be sure to shadow along the way. Number 4. Use the dialogue study tool to master the conversation. Here, you get the line-by-line breakdown of the conversation demonstrated in the lesson. Listen and repeat until you've mastered each line. Do this until you've mastered the entire conversation. Number 5. Use the voice recorder to perfect your pronunciation and speaking. In the dialogue study tool, you'll find a microphone icon next to each line. Click on it to record your voice. Then, compare it with the native speakers. Listen and adjust your pronunciation until you match that of the native speaker. Number 6. Review vocab with the lesson vocabulary list. Vocabulary words are the building blocks of language. You can save vocab words taught in each lesson by clicking on Add to Word Bank. Want to drill the words with smart flashcards instead? Just click on Add to Flashcard Deck to do so. Number 7. Listen to the review track. If you've studied an audio lesson before, just listen to the review track so that you don't have to listen through the entire lesson again. This is a great way to reinforce the material that you've learned, and it's great to have on the go. Just access any audio lesson and click on the download icon. Then click Review to download the review track. Number 8. Review with quizzes after the lesson. Once you're confident enough with the material taught in the lesson, be sure to take the quiz to test your newfound knowledge. Take the review questions and answer true or false for each one. Or take the writing questions and input your answer. Remember to check the answers by clicking on the Check Answers button. Number 9. Participate and leave a comment. The best way to master what you've learned is to use it. Join the community of learners by leaving a comment below at the end of every lesson. Our dedicated teachers will check your responses to correct you on any mistakes or provide you with helpful study tips and advice. And finally, number 10. Move on to the next lesson. Done with a lesson? Mark the lesson as complete. You can see your overall learning progress on your dashboard. If you particularly enjoyed the lesson, mark the lesson as Favorite so that you can come back to it later at any time. Click on the forward arrow to move on to the next lesson and continue learning. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn Turkish, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. Remember, you can sign up to turkishclass101.com by clicking on the link in the description. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds, and it's free. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hi, I'm Zehra. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Turkish expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Turkish. You can do it with only 2 sentences. But first, it is important to clarify that in Turkish, there's a difference between the formal and the informal language. Let's first see how Turkish people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Selam. Ben Zehra. Tanıştığımıza memnun oldum. Hi, I'm Zehra. Nice to meet you. Selam. Ben Zehra. Tanıştığımıza memnun oldum. Start by saying selam. Ben. Then say your name. Selam. Ben Zehra. Finally, say tanıştığımıza memnun oldum. Nice to meet you. Selam. Ben Zehra. Tanıştığımıza memnun oldum. And now, let's see the same sentence in formal speech. Merhaba. Ben Zehra Özdemir. Tanıştığımıza çok memnun oldum. Hi, I'm Zehra Özdemir. Nice to meet you. Merhaba. Ben Zehra Özdemir. Tanıştığımıza çok memnun oldum. So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at this together. Selam has been substituted with the formal greeting, merhaba, Turkish for hi. Ben Zehra hasn't been changed. In both cases, ben means I am. However, during a formal self-introduction, we also say our last name. So I said Zehra Özdemir. Here you would say your full name. Finally, pay attention to the ending. We went from tanıştığımıza memnun oldum to tanıştığımıza çok memnun oldum. We have just added the Turkish word for very. In a formal sentence, saying it is very nice to meet you will make it even more polite. One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Turkish is Selam. Ben Zehra. Tanıştığımıza memnun oldum. The formal way to introduce yourself is Merhaba. Ben Zehra Özdemir. Tanıştığımıza çok memnun oldum. Now, it's time for Zehra's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands. And don't worry too much about using çok when you meet with people.
Bir öğretmen ve öğrenci konuşuyorlar. Öğrenci, öğretmenin ofisine ne zaman gidecek? Bugünkü derste anlatılanları pek anlamadım.
Öyle mi? Sorun var mı?
Evet, oldukça çok sorum var. Şimdi zamanınız var mı?
Şimdi biraz meşgulüm. Lütfen öğleden sonra ofisime gel. 1 ile 4 arası odamda olacağım.
Peki, 2'de orada olacağım. Öğrenci, öğretmenin ofisine ne zaman gidecek? Bir öğretmen ve öğrenci konuşuyorlar. Öğrenci, öğretmenin ofisine ne zaman gidecek? Bugünkü derste anlatılanları pek anlamadım.
Öyle mi? Sorun var mı?
Evet, oldukça çok sorum var. Şimdi zamanınız var mı?
Şimdi biraz meşgulüm. Lütfen öğleden sonra ofisime gel. 1 ile 4 arası odamda olacağım.
Peki, 2'de orada olacağım.
In this lesson, we're going to learn numbers in Turkish. Yes, numbers. Sayılar. From 1 to 10. And you're going to learn them only in 3 minutes. 3 dakika. Are you ready? Let's start then. 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6 7 7 8 8 9 9 and finally 10 10. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 1 2 3 4 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job! What is before bir? Do you know? Let's find out then. Ready? Sıfır. Sıfır. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Turkish. Let's try together. We will use the phrase benim numaram, which means my number is benim numaram. Benim numaram 5, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 4, 9, 6, 8. Can you read it by yourself? 5, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 4, 9, 6, 8. Perfect.
Want to speak real Turkish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at turkishclass101.com. You are at a bus terminal where you're attempting to buy a ticket from a ticket counter. There are 4 different counters. Which counter should you line up at to go to the south side of the city? Which counter should you line up at to go to the south side of the city? The third counter is the counter for bus tickets that go to the south side of the city.
Şehrin güneyine.
You are at a bus terminal where you've just bought a long-distance ticket. Which row and seat number are you in? Which row and seat number are you in? The ticket says that you're in the 8th row in seat C.
8. sıra C koltuğu.
You are at a bus terminal where you're reading the schedule for long-distance buses. On which days are there no buses running? On which days are there no buses running? There are no buses running on public holidays and the 3rd Sunday of every month.
Resmi tatiller her ayın 3. pazar günü.
You are at a bus stop where you're waiting for the 301 bus. There is a notice posted on the bus timetable. What does the notice say? What does the notice say? The notice reads, "The 301 bus does not stop here."
301 numaralı otobüs bu durakta durmamaktadır.
You just got off a bus at a bus terminal and you're looking to catch a taxi. Which direction should you go to get to the taxi rank? Which direction should you go to get to the taxi rank? You should head east to get to the taxi rank.
Doğu yönüne.
In this lesson, we will learn some of the most common greetings used in Turkey. Hazır mısınız? Are you ready? Hadi başlayalım o zaman. So let's start then. The most used informal greeting is selam. Selam. Selam means hi or hello. Because it's so casual, we should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. If you're greeting someone you don't know, you should use a more formal phrase. Merhaba. Merhaba. Merhaba means hi or hello too. If you want to make the greeting a little bit more formal, you can say iyi günler. İyi günler. İyi günler means good morning and good afternoon. In fact, you can use it all day, from morning until evening. During the evening, we say iyi akşamlar. İyi akşamlar. In an informal parting situation, Turkish people use güle güle. Güle güle. Güle güle means goodbye. Finally, in Turkish, we have an expression meaning hope to see you soon. That can be considered both formal and informal. Görüşmek üzere. Görüşmek üzere. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Turkish. Let's review them all again. When meeting older people or someone we don't know, merhaba. When meeting friends or relatives, selam. When greeting people from morning to afternoon, iyi günler. When greeting people in the evening, iyi akşamlar. When living in an informal situation, güle güle. When living in a formal or an informal situation, görüşmek üzere. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Zehra's insights. If you can't remember how to say goodbye in Turkish, you can just say bye bye. Bye, bye. This expression is pretty casual, but at least nobody in Turkey will have any trouble understanding you.
Bir adam ve kadın restoranda menüye bakıyor. Adam ne sipariş edecek?
Sen ne sipariş edeceksin?
Pizza çok lezzetli görünüyor. Sanırım ben onu alacağım.
Dün pizza yedim. O yüzden
Tamam o zaman. Hamburger nasıl?
iyi olabilir. Onu alayım.
Adam ne sipariş edecek? Bir adam ve kadın restoranda menüye bakıyor. Adam ne sipariş edecek?
Sen ne sipariş edeceksin?
Pizza çok lezzetli görünüyor. Sanırım ben onu alacağım.
Dün pizza yedim. O yüzden
Tamam o zaman. Hamburger nasıl?
iyi olabilir. Onu alayım.